Keith Thirion. That's the way you pronounce it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Keith Thirion. I'm a transgender man who lives in Silver Spring and works in Tacoma Park. And I say that to point out that I am one of the lucky Marylanders that lives and works in areas that cover discrimination based on gender identity and expression. And my life is not unlike people who are not trans. I pay rent, I go out with friends, I go to work, and it's that work that I want to talk to you about. After working for years within the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender rights movement, I switched gears and started working at a regional climate change organization in the fall of 2009. And the timing was very intentional on my part. For me, I only felt comfortable stepping professionally outside the LGBT movement after I started to medically transition by taking testosterone. And still, I use comfortable loosely. I was terrified to submit that first application outside of the LGBT movement. I was barely 3 months on testosterone, and I thought that I would be asking a lot of my prospective employer to even respect me. When I was offered a job as a Virginia field organizer where I currently work, my first thought was, seriously, you're gonna send the trans man into Virginia? I was a little confused. As an organizer, my job is to talk to people, get them to trust me, and to mobilize people to take political action. I knew they were hiring the face of the organization to so much of the public in Virginia. I made up these imaginary conversations that I was so sure they were having about the risks they had to be weighing to have me work for them in Virginia. In truth, none of that was happening. I was so much more concerned than my employer. They really had not even thought twice about it. I've been there now for 2.5 years, excelling to earn 2 promotions and manage multiple staff in addition to overseeing and planning our field work throughout the entire state of Virginia. I not only work in Northern Virginia right now, but also in most rural areas of the state. I petition on the streets of Culpeper, I work with our partners in the coal fields of Southwest Virginia, and I speak front and center at news conferences. And I do this all as a transgender man, and all without that being an issue in the least. In short, my story as a trans man in my employment is worth highlighting because my gender identity is so unnoteworthy in my work. My employers have known who I am since my first day on the job. They know that it does not matter that the face of the organization to so many people in Virginia happens to be the face of a transgender man. It's not to say my journey hasn't been without struggle. So many of us face so much in transitioning. We deal with these awkward conversations with family, friends, colleagues. There's the simple fact that you're making a big change in how the world perceives you. There's that fear of putting yourself out there. And that's what it is. On top of the social, legal, and medical hoops that we must jump through, knowing that we can be fired or evicted or refused lunch at a restaurant should not be something for anyone to worry about. I urge you to pass SB212 so that more Marylanders can succeed, knowing our gender identity cannot hold us back.
Thank you very much. Any questions?